Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your host, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit Ones. Today, listen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to need you to get ready because today's guest, Arndreya Price, is going to give us everything we wanted to know about that Black Greek life, her company, LNO Greek, and so much. This go-to attire for fraternities and sororities are everything. How you doing, girlfriend?
I am feeling absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for asking, Elizabeth.
Listen, I am so happy to have you on today. It is so good to finally meet you. So listen, some people call it stalking. I call it research. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do. And I am so in awe with you because I've never been in a sorority or anything else. But before we jump into all that, tell the people who you are and what you do.
So I am Arndreya Price, and I have to say this first. I love myself. And so before we get into anything else, what I do is I love me. And I know my family jokes, and I always say I do me. But really, that is what I do. That probably sums up everything that I do, but I do me. And so what makes me feel good, what makes me feel happy, what makes me feel emotionally stable and at peace, that's what I do. And I try to stay away from things that don't.
Listen, that sounds perfect. That's like, yeah, that's what you do. Like, because what's crazy about it is so many people, I know that sounds funny and like, haha, but so many people do not do that. It's so many people who have body image issues. They so worried about their image, what other people are thinking of them, and so they're just talking to themselves all kind of wrong.
It's so
thank
true.
You.
And it used to be me, so I'm not gonna act like I didn't fall in that boat before. I'm literally just getting out of the water and figuring it out for about 2 years now, and I can't go back to drowning. Like, I gotta stay above water at this point.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because you you said you were in the water before. You was, drowning. So you suffered from body images as a kid. Is that's what I'm assuming?
I did.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so it is honestly ridiculous looking back at it, but mindset is everything. But when I look back at pictures as a child, I was like, I really wasn't that big, but I was made to feel like I was humongous. And I used to always be so self-conscious about everything I did, everything I wore. We laugh about it as my family, but I used to hide food, like, because when I was on my quote unquote diet, I used to like hide food in my closet. And so like my family would clean out, or my sister per se would clean out my closet. And she was like, it smells like somebody died in here. But I was hiding food. I don't know.
Listen, this is everybody listening. Y'all know that y'all done it before. Don't act like you didn't. Girl, one time I was hiding. This is so crazy. I was on a diet and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. And I was hiding in the I don't know if it was like Church's Chicken or some kind of chicken, fried chicken parking lot, like eating. And while somebody walked up to me and hit the door, hey girls, like, oh, I jumped like I was like I was like
Why we put ourselves through these, like, why are we doing that? Like, why? And
yes, yes, it's crazy. And I want to talk to you a little bit where you said people had me thinking, because that's very profound. Because a lot of times we respond to the voices outside of our head, which then give us a voice inside our heads that we start believing the nonsense of others.
mm-hmm.
So can you break that down a little bit? What were they doing in order for you to feel as though you were so huge? Or
My family just being like, oh, are you sure you want that extra? Like, just making comments like that, not necessarily saying anything to me. Other little kids or something saying, oh, she's fat or whatever. But truth be told, when I go back and look at pictures, I was really not that big. Maybe at certain stages, but in today's society, I definitely wouldn't have been considered a chubby. I mean, but I'm not going in on the kids, but some of those kids look like full grown adults. But I definitely would not have been considered like a chubby kid back then. I mean,
right.
Now.
So it was all just based off of what others told you, and then you started perceiving yourself as that. Am I right?
That is correct.
Yeah. And I think you said it earlier. Mindset is everything. And what we see and feel is so important on how others see us. Have you found that? Like when you just made that statement right now, when we first started, what'd you say?
I feel amazing or awesome or something because I feel.
Yeah, really you said, now. I love myself.
Oh, I love myself. Yes.
Right? I love myself. So guess what?
Other people gonna love me too.
Thank you, boo. Thank you. And it's because you are feeling it. Everybody hearing your voice right now is like, ooh, I love her. Because that is truth, and I appreciate you being open about that, because some people think that is conceited or overconfident and what I can't even think of the words because I don't even know. But what is the words that people be saying?
Conceited, cocky,
cocky, arrogant. Yes, There we go. Because I'm like, I can't even think of the words because.
I knew I was gonna have fun, but I like you a lot.
Hey, listen, this is so real though. I think that it is so important that we as sisters have that confidence in ourselves and love ourselves, because I always say you have to love yourself enough to be healthy.
Ooh, like that hits my heart because it's crazy that you talk about that. Like right now I'm about 10 pounds heavier, and I woke up this morning and I looked at the scale, and it was funny because typically I would be like, oh, I need to lose weight. I was like, I feel damn good. That's just
okay.
I was like, I feel amazing. And like the old me would have been like, okay, all right, we're about to run 2 miles this morning. We're gonna eat water all day. And you heard me say eat water. Eat water and pray, and like that's the day. But today I was like, no, I'm gonna eat what I want, and I will cut back a little bit if I want to. But I'm like, I feel really good about myself, and I feel healthy about my body, and I feel good about it. So I was like, it is what it is. But I tell people all the time, people ask me, how did I lose weight? I tell them mindfulness. I said, when I started loving myself, I said, I just started making better choices, because I used to get out of the shower and I would run. Like I would not, because I have a big mirror, I wouldn't look at myself in the shower. But now I look at myself, not that I don't care. I love myself. So it's like I am embracing myself and I'm making better choices. So when people say they want to lose weight, I'm like, stop thinking about the bad stuff because you're saying my stomach is fat, my this is that. You should say, you should really just start talking about affirmations and how you're worthy, because a lot of times you're eating that stuff because you don't believe you're worthy.
Absolutely. Beep, beep, beep. I'm so glad you say that, because I have a whole book the title is Loving Yourself to Health, right? Because we hear those inner thoughts in our mind. We talk to ourselves more than we hear from anybody in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And she hear you when you saying, this so, I hate my belly, my thigh so fat, my thing. She hear you. And so she like, bet, you don't like me, I don't like you either. Oh, maybe that's just me. Mine's just attitude like that. But here's the thing. If you start loving on her, you do make better choices, because you feel you have that self-love. And self-love can, honey, change your life. I heard you just say you lost weight. So how much weight have you lost?
Well, now 20, but I had lost 30 something, but now about 20 something.
Right. Okay. So that's great. And so what's so amazing about that, and everybody knows my story, I've lost over 117 pounds. I went from a size 24 to a 00, and I've been there over 16 years now, right? And so what it's all about is just what you say. Once you start loving yourself, you take better care of yourself, and you stop eating the things that you thought was so amazing. I mean, I think about this. Arndreya, when is it that, have you never had fried chicken in your life?
No, I'm Black and my family is from Alabama and Virginia.
Right. That I can't think of any food that we eat on a daily basis that I haven't already had. So it's not nothing new, like, oh my gosh, I just gotta have fried whatever, or because I've already had that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say loving yourself is, does this help me or hinder me?
Yep.
And I'm telling you, the things that we do today shows up 5 years from now. So think of it in the long run. So the body that you're eating for today is the body that you want. And I love that you say that, because when I say it, everybody like, yeah. But y'all heard it from her herself, because it's all about being beautiful in the skin you're in. And speaking of beauty, girlfriend, I was on Instagram doing my research, and I saw all the beautiful clothes that you have. Again, I don't know anything about sororities or fraternities, but I want them now. I really want it because I want the clothes.
Funny. It's so much more than clothes. But for me, the reason, and so when I say I do me, making women feel beautiful and confident is really important to me, as it's something that I struggled with for a long time. I have completely healed myself, and I think I was hiding behind a mask. Like, nobody would believe it if I told you that I was not confident. Like, people would be like, you're lying. But nonetheless, but because I've struggled with this, I want to help others overcome this. And so the way I currently do it is through my clothing brand. I want to make sure all women feel good when they put their clothes on. I do like to wear my clothes tight, but that's me. But I know everybody doesn't. But I make things like, but that's me. But I won't do that to my customers. Like, I know that you should look good in any size that you are. And a lot of the times my customers, I love them to death, but I have to walk them through, like, do not get caught on the size in the tag. Like, do not, because you may wear a medium in this, but you may need a large in this. Like, not everything is the same. So don't get some, but I had people stand in my face and tell me, oh no, I want a small. And my mom and I would be like, well, it's not going to fit in there. Like, I don't care. I want it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not fighting you.
Right. And you know what's so crazy is when people get stuck on the size. I tell them all the time, the tag is inside. Nobody's looking at the tag. It's not sewn on the outside. Nobody can see your tag. So it's all
makes no sense. And you can cut it if you want to. Like,
Cut it. Cut it. Right. Right. So
But
you make the clothes that they feel beautiful in. And a lot of your clothes, your brand is LNO Greek, right?
mhm.
Tell us first of all, how can we find you? What's your Instagram? So I've been stalking.
It's at LNO_Greek. That's where you can find the brand. And our website is www.likenoothergreek.com. And that's where you'll find the apparel. But you can just go through there through the Instagram page and find the clothing that way.
And I wanted to talk to you about Like No Other, LNO. How did you come up with that name?
I mean, it's simple. We're all in a sorority. And so when you pledge in a sorority, you have to wear the same clothes, you have to wear the same colors, you have to wear the same earrings. They don't do it so much anymore because of like hazing rules and laws and stuff like that. But when I pledged, that's how we had to pledge. Like everybody, if we wore bracelets, everybody had to wear their bracelet on like the same arm. Like it was just, we had to be very uniform. And so, but once you cross, you're like, you're yourself. So, you're Elizabeth, I'm Arndreya, and yes, we're line sisters, but you may dress, you may be very stylish and you may like to wear high heels, but I may like to be, more casual and like tennis shoes, but we're still stylish in our own sense. And so it's like no other. So we're not all wearing the same things. We're styling it with our own personality, our own unique style. So that's why I called it like no other.
Yes, I love that. And y'all have to check out the stuff, but I really want to talk to you because like you said, the Greek life is where y'all all had to be uniform. You like no, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I know that when I was in college, I did not pledge because, I don't follow rules. So, what I'm saying?
Like, it might not have been for you then.
Yeah, I was like, I can't, what? Like, and then I got to study. I got things to do. Like, I wasn't able to enjoy my college years like everybody else. I was married. I had a kid. So I couldn't do the things that I didn't have the time, right? That it required. So let's talk about that Black Greek life. Okay, so what is your sorority?
I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Delta, I heard about that one. And so talk about the Greek life for us a little bit, because not only is it so fascinating, it's more than just the name, the fashion, and all that. So like you said earlier, can you elaborate on that for us?
I know. So a lot of the times, a lot of people are not familiar, and I work with a lot of contractors who are in other countries, and they're like sorority. They're like, I think it's something called Bad Bunny, or like, what is the other? I can't think of the name of the movie. But anyway, I can't think of it. But anyway, and they're like, oh, so y'all live in a party house and y'all just drink and like mess up the house. I'm like, absolutely not. That is not what Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated or any of the Divine Nine organizations about. We do have a good time, but we're all about unity and we're all about sisterhood and brotherhood, depending if you're in a fraternity or sorority. But like, it's like family. It's like taking care of people. It's about building the community up, participating in different community service activities. It's a land like it's a land that you can't think of, I guess I should say. Like there's no bond like it, and it's unbreakable. My line sisters are literally like my blood sisters. I'll do anything for them because of the fact that we pledge together, and I love them, like I said, like family.
Yeah, my daughter is in a sorority and she's the same. Like she lived in a sorority house, and of course, for her sophomore year, she's graduating now. But when she was in her sophomore year, she decided she's going to move into the sorority house, which I don't know what that is. Like all I think of is exactly what you think about, drinking and partying and all this. But my daughter is a math major, graduated with honors from UC Santa Barbara, so she's really smart. So I was thinking like, okay, so I mean, she gonna party, but she all about her business, like you said. And so the sorority house was so fun. It was so exciting. They really are family. She still to this day go to their weddings, go to their stuff. It's so cool. And I can't even remember the people from my college.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, you're spending the night with these people, you're like having long nights with these people. It's like you won't have an experience like this with almost anybody, to be honest.
Right. So when you said the Divine Nine, what is the Divine Nine lifestyle?
So Divine Nine lifestyle, that's just a term that I use, but people can interpret that many a ways. But the Divine Nine are the fraternities and sororities that are African American based. That's what that is.
Okay. I look at all the stuff I'm learning. Oop, 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 do, 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 do. Yes. So the Divine Nine is the Black Greeks.
Correct.
Right. Okay. All right. So I think it's important to have that sisterhood and brotherhood. And I know so many people who are in that lifestyle love it. They love it. And it makes me it's so jealous, like, ooh, I should have did that, but whatever. And then looking at your clothing line, oh, your style and fashion is so unique. How do you come up with those?
So I really take the woman's body image into consideration when I'm making these clothes. Like I said, I know a lot. My average customer is actually about 45 years old. And I know at 45, I'm not 45 yet, but when I'm thinking about my aunts in the past and stuff, like the things they want to look fly. Like, you're not about to put my aunties in anything dry. And I mean, this is when I was younger. I just remember, and still my aunts are fly and they're older than me.
Right.
Yeah, but you're not about to put them in a muumuu or anything like that. It's like absolutely not. And my aunt still, every time for homecoming, she's like, where I need the hottest, the flyest, all of this stuff. So it's like I take those things into consideration, and that's where I start. I'm like, okay, well, what would I think that she would wear? What is her asset that she would want to show? And for me, like, I do like to show my chest, but I don't make my clothes for me, right? Like, I make my clothes for my customers. But I'm like, to me, shoulders are extremely sexy. Like, to me, it's almost sexier than the chest because I don't know, like seeing that defined
my
color,
clavicle.
Yeah, like it's just sexy. Like, yeah. And so I think about those things, like what would somebody want to accentuate and show? And that's how I kind of do it. Just thinking about the body parts that you show and what would be fashionable and what would feel good, because the clothing material, I know you've only seen the clothes, but I make sure that the clothes are made with high quality materials. I don't use like just regular materials that people just, people just buy stuff and put it on Amazon and stuff like that. I take my time and I care for what is being made, because it's really important that people feel good. That's really important to me.
Right. And I love that because it shows in your work. It shows that you are making a style and fashion for everyone. And that's important for everybody to be included. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that has to be hard work.
It is. And so that's why, I'm like, if I show people like the first sample of like a material or of an item and then show them the last, it's a comedy show. Like, it is, because it takes a long time. So people are like, oh, you just sell clothes. Ma'am, I don't just sell clothes. Like, anybody who says that, you've never been in touch with the brand. Like, I don't just buy wholesale, put a brand on it and keep it moving. That is not what I do. So
right.
I put my love and heart in this. So anybody who comes to me talking crazy like that, I'm like, you don't know the brand.
Right. Go to the website. That's what you should say. And
Yeah.
I check it
Yeah,
out.
passion and heart goes into this. It's passionate work. It's a labor of love.
I love that. A labor of love. That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you were doing all this, listen, like you said, you a young chick. I'm older than your aunties, I'm sure, you know. So 51 is my age. So I
That's
really
young.
appreciate that. I appreciate that you keep us in mind because it's important to feel good, not only in your skin, but what you're wearing. And that's what's so important about your fashion. It's a labor of love. Tell us again, how can we connect with you?
You can connect with me personally at Arndreya, which is spelled ARNDREYA on Instagram. You can send me a DM. I try to post motivational things up there. Haven't been so active on my personal Instagram because I'm running this business full time, but we post on the business Instagram. But I do want to get back to posting on my personal Instagram because God did not give me this talent and this gift to stay silent. And I have to share my story with how I got here with other women. And so I'm going to do my job. I'm going to get
Okay.
on my personal Instagram. I just need a little bit more help of helping hands in this in my business, but it's coming because it's very important for me to motivate women and inspire women because we all have greatness inside of us. And I know it's easy to look at Beyonce or it's easy to look at Oprah and it's easy to look at all these people and say, I'll never be as great as her. But at the end of the day, I feel like a Beyonce or an Oprah. And I know people are like, but girl, you're not. But I feel that way. And at the end of the day, I'm still inspiring others and I'm helping others and I feel good. And you can do the same thing. And I want other people to know that. Love yourself, know that you're worthy, and inspire others because that's what we're all called to do.
Drop mic. I was gonna ask you what you know, want to tell the people to wrap it up, but you got it, girl. You ain't new to this. You true to this. That's facts. Let me ask you this though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to take care of yourself? You know, we all talk about, how we lose weight or eat, but what is your type of rituals in the morning? What does your self-care look like?
I meditate in the morning and I pray. I write in my journal sometimes. I'm not really that good about that. I try.
Yeah.
Just be honest. And I work out. That is my like daily or morning routine. But on a monthly basis, I go to the spa because I tell people this spa bill really needs to be paid by others because it's really not for me, it's for y'all.
Girl, I'm gonna start that. Okay. I'm definitely gonna implement that in my business plan right now because it's important. It really is. I loved it. This has been so awesome. I am so happy we connected. We have to stay connected. So again, we're gonna follow you and connect on your Instagram page. One more time for the people.
At LNO underscore Greek for the Greek stuff and at ARNDREYA if you want to talk to me and learn more about peace because I am going to launch a program for peace. I think that is 100% important and needed. So that will be coming soon, probably at the beginning of the year, but because that's when everybody's like new year, new me and all this stuff. And by March, we don't, you're the same person from 2023 and we're not doing that. Like, you got to make a change. And I don't even believe in New Year's resolutions, but I know that's how the world works. And so that's fine. But you got to really stick on it. And really, I'm challenging anybody today. If you're ready to make a change today, start today. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until 2024. Start today, right now, at whatever time it is, because I don't even know. But start right now.
Right. I second that. I second that statement. Start today. And I really love that because I have wellness planners that's coming up that is just amazing. And it breaks it down to small steps each quarter. And you got 4 quarters that you actually work with in small steps. So, girl, I am so proud of you. Thank you again for taking time to come out today. You are really loved and blessed, and thank you for shining on us.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this time, and I look to be back in the future. I don't know what day, but I'm coming back here because I had a
Okay.
good time.
She said, I'm coming back
Invite
again.
myself back.
I love it. You know it is. It's divine, baby. Listen, thank you again, and you'll be back for sure. Y'all will hear more from her. But until then, it's your girl, Elizabeth Colin, and I want you to live fit. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. Listen, when you are fed up and sick and tired of living this stifled, overwhelmed, and overstressed life, and you're ready to live the fullest, richest, and healthiest life by gaining more confidence, more energy, and more clarity, living in your best self, you know what to do, right? Go ahead, go to my website, misfit1.com. Sign up for our online courses, Creating Healthy Habits, so that you too can live fit, focus, move with intention, and transform your life.